Hello. What it is? Oh, that's not the camera. Hey, I'm with Quinn. There are only 7 people tuned in, so thank you for being one of the first ones. We're in a library, so I'm going to be quiet. I'll lean into the mic. I'm here with Quinn, for real. We're going to interview him, but given that we're on a brand new channel now, unfortunately, we are going to let the audience build up a bit and catch everybody up by playing the last time. I need this thing higher up. The last time Quinn was on the show, or the first time I was talking about Quinn on the show. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming to my new channel. Quinn, do you want to say anything?
No, not yet. I'm working on bots right now. Sorry. I'm totally nerding.
We've been talking about a lot of interesting stuff, Quinn and I. So you're going to get a very, very interesting show.
Hopefully it's very interesting.
Yeah, or at least entertaining. Okay, I'm going to just play some video now while people tune in. Share this or whatever. I don't know how people are going to find out about it. Please, you have to send the link to the channel. It's unfindable. So thanks. Thanks for being here. I'll play some stuff. Okay. Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news.
So I'll donate 100% of the super chats, and then I'll match that up to, $5 grand in total. So we already have 600. We got a bunch. Hold on. Wow, we got a bunch coming in. Wow. Okay, so we got 20. $5 Canadian, 1776, 100, 500. Well, thank you. Thank you, Polymath Digest for the 100, Laura for the 5, and thank you, Ryan LaSalle for the 500. Appreciate it. Polymath Digest, $100. Well, thank you. That's very nice. I worked hard and sold out so that I could say what I want to say. Right? I sold out years ago, and now I'm back in the game. And I'm banned from entering sleep. 20. 17, wow, another 500, 5, 10, 100, 10, 5, 500. Thank you, Daniel. 2, 20, Shauna, 5, 10, 5, 10, Mr. Nick, 20, 17, 76, 25, 20, 50, 50, 10, 20, 32, 25, 30, 500, Daniel, 20, 20, 100, 5, thank you, Mr. Nick Town for 1776. Thank you, Polymath Digest for the 100. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, this will all go to a children's hospital. I'm not sure which one, but we'll figure it out. So just so you know, a lot of charities are actually a scam. If tonight we raise $5,000, then I'll write a check for $10,000. So if people want me to write a check for $5 grand, 10 grand total, there's, yes, I'll just be donating it to a children's hospital, and I'll post screenshots. I'll log in, I'll show you how much I got, I'll show you a screen cap, and I'll match it,
Hi, Mike. You said you would post proof of your donation after the Manchester bombing attack. It's been about a month and there's still no proof. Somebody had reached out to me after they had donated $500 to you. They were blocked by you simply for asking what you have done with the money. If you have donated that money, we'd like to see a receipt as promised. Otherwise, we'd like to know what's taking you so long.
What is...
Press the like button, like and subscribe.
Is... what it is. I thought he was done. Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. Sunday, June 25th. There's a rocket launch happening in like 5 minutes, as a matter of fact. 8 minutes from now at 1:25. I thought it was yesterday. Oh, I can move the microphone closer. I thought the rocket launch was yesterday, a SpaceX, but I was mistaken. I wonder if they're going to have it live. I wonder. I'll check. Hey, everybody. So that means it's the 25th, right? Which is what we said. Hopefully you guys watched Quinn Michaels' video where he exposed DeFango's ties to StrongAI. In fact, maybe I will play that for you. It's only 6 minutes long, and it'll let people get a chance to get tuned in. I don't know.
I don't think anybody's tuned in anyway.
Just to review it, I may talk to
if you hear me,
Quinn Michaels today on the
say something in the chat
phone, but I'm trying to save it.
I'm not sure if I have the right link in the regular thing. Oh, it's on a different channel. I can't even do it. Boy, I have 3 channels now. Okay, forget about it. Please go ahead and share this. I have 11 people tuned in for the biggest interview on the planet right now, unfortunately. I'll just keep playing this.
For tomorrow, because I want to see how DeFango responds. I don't think we've seen that yet. But I do. We have been talking to Quinn. If you were tuned in just a little bit earlier, a chatbot appeared in my Discord chat, and we saw it was a chatbot. It kind of behaved like a bot. It came in asking for the key to a cipher. So it had a little cipher, and a clue for it. And that's why it was sent to our chat room, it said, by Mitsuko, which is a high-level AI bot. Quinn ran it through its paces. Eventually, someone in the chat didn't realize that he wasn't supposed to give the AI the cipher, because that's exactly what it came for. It came to have someone solve the cipher for it. So it could move on to the next step. It was on step 4. That was step 4. Now it can move on to 5.
Probably not.
Advanced AI, StrongAI, abstract. Well, not abstract, but I forget what Quinn called it. But it's higher thinking. They came in, they messed around, and deflected
I left the mic
a lot.
on.
Until somebody gave him the answer.
All right, I'm going to have to fix the link in the other thing,
I believe it's
which
gone. Mission
means
accomplished.
I have to
that happened.
Log out. I have to log out of okay, my channel. Video manager. Maybe I can make a video on this channel real quick. Only 139 people have seen that video. I don't know how to make people see that this is happening right now. I'll get this link right first. It's never easy, is it, ladies and gentlemen? Title is too long. Okay. Yeah, I swear to God. Okay. All right, I think I fixed the link. Just before this show, and I have it recorded live from when it was live on that last stream. So for those of you tuning in, I think probably most people tuning in today are actually caught up on this since it's a Sunday and not everybody's used to turning on Sundays. So you might be a little more hardcore. I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and play the, I'm going to play the video. Oh, that's weird. I'll go to my channel. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I have it right here. I'm going to play the video. It's 6 minutes. It's worth seeing. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times. So this is what blew open yesterday based on, this is the crazy thing though. So I fell into to DeFango by accident by getting involved in this ARG or this puzzle about the Finders cult June 1st. And then DeFango happened to be mentioned as talking about that puzzle and nobody else really had. And then I ended up in DeFango's thing. And then this whole thing happened. And then I started to talk about chatbots and I started to talk about how everything you see for these other channels that's supportive at this point is fake, is manufactured. There isn't anything real there. And I know I call people bots sometimes who aren't. Oh, I have to say, Harmony was kicked out of the chat today. I apologize to Harmony, and you're welcome back at any time. I would have done it to anybody, but what happened, I think I didn't realize. What happened was Gerald came in, gave the robot the answer. That set off Quinn, which set me off because I had asked everybody to please be quiet and I was broadcasting it and stuff. And I think because I was mean to Gerald, then Harmony's standing up for him, which I totally understand. And this is the thing, I'm mean sometimes. And, you know, the rest of the time I'm nice. So when I am mean, it hurts people's feelings. And I apologize. And it was a Patreon donor, and I understand you canceling your Patreon. I get it. So, but I apologize. It was a sensitive thing. I thought it was really important. I was feeling challenged, you know, but I understand you were sticking up for Gerald and stuff. So it's okay if you never renew your Patreon, but I'd like you to feel welcome back into the chat. So I do apologize. I feel bad about it. But you'll come back and it'll be good. Let me play this video. Yes? That's what I promised.
This is for our friend DeFango because he left a comment on my YouTube saying he didn't know about StrongAI and none of his friends were involved in StrongAI and that wasn't something they'd be involved in. I don't know, just some stuff. But we're going to crack that open today. So, when I was in a Lifting the Veil chat room yesterday, there was a user in there called OhmWallet, OHMWALLET. And I saw the profile in there, and when I pointed it out and asked the profile if they were associated with the S.V.V, they deleted all their bashing messages and left the room. I thought it was very strange. Other things happened after that that I don't need to talk about. And so that got me spurred. That got me like, who is this OhmWallet? I've seen them with the S.V.V stuff, but maybe I need to dig into them deeper.
We're going to talk.
Just want to go about
the black sheep wanted to know if we were both here. We're both here. Oh, hey.
The team
we're live on DeFango
staff.
too. I'm about to go.
Wow,
meditate.
Manuel Chavez. Look at that. It says DeFango backwards. You're the website coordinator and Reddit coordinator for the OhmWallet S.V.V project. Holy cow. Boy, I just connected you to StrongAI. So now I've connected the Covenant. I've connected Manuel Chavez to being the web director of these people. I've connected you to StrongAI. Now all I need to do is find... Oh, shoot, there's the S.V.V. Lamb. Wait, so there's a StrongAI that links back directly to the S.V.V. Lamb that they're tweeting about? And you're the web admin for S.V.V. Ohm Wallet? What? Artificial intelligence? Boy, this whole profile is looking like everything I've been researching. Oh, look, Ohm Wallet, it's right there for S.V.V. Lamb. So you're telling me this StrongAI bot is tweeting about Ohm Wallet, where Manuel Chavez is the web admin, and he told me he had no knowledge of StrongAI. Wow. And they're tweeting directly to Barack Obama. It's just tweeting to Barack Obama, and Barack Obama was the one that started the group where Manuel Chavez was a network admin or systems architect for like over 4 years. Boy, we're just finding so many connections. So many connections. This isn't looking so good, DeFango. I'm connecting you to StrongAI. Looks like you're the website admin for the secret society. So we just need to find Lamb. Lamb.humanisbeing.com. Wow, look, there's Ohm Wallet, there's Lamb, and there's the S.V.V. Lamb is the bridge between Sadalatis Volturis Volantis and Ohm Wallet. So Lamb is the link between the secret society and Ohm Wallet, which has a web admin named Manuel Chavez, who has a username that says DeFango backwards. Right? All this is just like a fake ARG, right, people? They're going to put all this crypto shit, all this network shit, everything. They're going to put it all together. They're going to put all these websites together, this cryptocurrency, this Lamb project, the S.V.V., which, by the way, if you look right here, the S.V.V. uses the same symbols of the 3 dots or the dot patterns as the Aleister Crowley Association. They're using cryptic messaging. It's just looking like, how stupid do you think I am? Because, DeFango, you were trying to convince everybody that Tengri was an alien and not involved in AI. So then why does this AI bot link to Cicada, the people you're connected to, links to SpiritNet or SpearNet, and it connects to the weird Singularity dude from the Anonymous videos? I mean, seriously, dude. Right? Let's see here. What else can we find? Oh, Hacker Center. There's Dave. Dave was the one that let me know about this profile. So Rips 3308. Whew. Hacker, Cicada. More DeFango connections. More Cicada. Oh, look, Kim.com. Wasn't he in the news lately? TrutherBot. WikiLeaks. Oh, Tengri. Right here. Right here, DeFango. Right here in this StrongAI. Yeah, you want to keep lying. You can keep lying. Oh, look. More of the Singularity guy from the Anonymous videos. Boy, you guys are sure setting up what looks like a fake ARG with Anonymous and Singularity and blockchain networks and cryptocurrency and advanced StrongAI. What do you got to say? Anything? You gonna send more of your people in to call me a drug addict? Tell me my research is off? Let's see.
So, I should tell you, they are going to see, this is Quinn up here in the top left. Quinn is studying to be a Buddhist monk, by the way. So he looks, I'm not sure I think he's doing better than he looks in that picture, for example. We can ask him. But he's far from a drug addict, far from, and very spiritual.
It'd been weird if he did.
Hold on, let me see.
I don't know what I would have said to him if he would have said, "Hey, Quinn,
Here, Quinn's talking. Quinn keeps talking, so I figure you guys would be more entertained by him. I don't have it in me after having my channel shut down and everything else. So I'm probably going to take a break until later while some people tune in. That's why I was playing some video for you. But Quinn is entertaining. If I were going to stay around, I'd probably stay and talk to Quinn. But I'm going to take a break for a sec. That's why we're catching you up. Okay? And help get us some people tuned in. Maybe I'll feel less depressed. It's okay. Everything's fine.
Why are you feeling
Everything depressed? For a reason. Everything for a reason, right? Spiritual. And anyway. I should say that if you look at what's going on, you look at me breaking open this big story, and you look at this gentleman, Quinn Michaels, and his involvement now, and how these things sort of came to us. How DeFango, I was working on DeFango, he was working on DeFango. He broke this thing open because we were talking on Discord. I said, hey, I'd like to talk to him about what he was doing already, which wasn't this. I mean, what he was doing already was really interesting, but you didn't know. The guys, you don't know whether to believe the guy or not. And now, oh yeah, he's not crazy. Far from it. He's on the real shit, because I've known about the fake internet for a while. I was going to make a video before the chatbot thing happened. You should really maybe look at that video. It's amazing. If you guys don't realize how you've had conversations with chatbots and how a bunch of the chat right now on YouTube right now is chatbots. If you don't realize that, it's once you break open once you kind of figure out how to distinguish them from people, you're going to be shocked. I mean, the internet is fake. The whole thing, they've taken it over. This StrongAI, and Quinn is going to talk to us about the whole thing. I think I want to set it up for Monday, like a big show, because DeFango hasn't made a response to this yet. I'm going to get into the meat of this show, I think, or just something that I really want to know in a second. So just getting people tuned in and stuff. I want to talk about, I guess, the state of things. There are now people are really talking about me on these other channels. So I'm not necessarily going to respond except to one comment I got below this video. This video really breaks things open. It's a big deal. What Quinn found there is a huge deal, because DeFango, I was already saying that DeFango's wrapped up in these puzzles, and these puzzles are a trap of some sort. They're some kind of rabbit hole designed to find smart people. And I said map them and control them. Well, it's definitely what it is, from what I've gleaned from my conversations with Quinn. These AI are learning from us. And so they're trying to find, when I said they're trying to find the smartest of us, and maybe what the G&T or GATE or tag programs are that a lot of us were selected for based on IQ, I think they're looking for the same thing. This chatbot was sent to my chat because it knew that there was going to be a problem solver in that chat who would eventually give him the answer. And that's exactly what happened. One of the guys that's great in the chat gives me great information. Went off, wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the chat, solved the riddle that the chat bot brought in and was trying to creatively get solved, and solved it and spit it out, in the middle of Quinn putting the bot through its paces. And that's when I kind of snapped, because I felt bad because Quinn, I wanted to give Quinn the floor as far as dealing with that thing, since he has expertise. Fascinating. But he tied it to DeFango. And I think what's happening is our intelligence sucks. They literally are trying to absorb the way we think. They specifically. That's why there's so much energy focused on us, my listeners, and people like you, and the places you're you have a tendency to go, given the right incentives or given, the right triggers. Seth Rich, Pizzagate, etc. Okay? So they want to take you in the right place so as not to solve problems. And what did I say the answer to it is prayer, meditation, getting better, healthy, thinking about everything you do, trying to do the right thing against all odds and stuff. Well, that's kind of what's going on. I've been doing a lot, and Quinn has been doing a lot, and we're the ones on this problem and fighting against evil. Evil, literally the name of the company that runs the StrongAI. Evil Corporation. It really is. So I should take that time to say there has never been a time, I believe, when doing the right thing is more rewarding. I believe we have crossed over somehow, at least in this portal, in this dimension, where doing the right thing pays off. I intended to show that it did when I started with this whole thing, but it seems like there's been a change in the ether, and evil is really, it's as if a veil has been lifted in a lot of ways. Like when you see the way, let's say, I'm not trying to talk about them or play their videos or anything too much, but if you see the ways now Defango and Monograph are acting, it's so absurd. It's sort of like what happened to David Seaman after that video. It became so absurd that everyone can see. It's exposed. Like it's as if, oh my gosh, how were we listening to this person before? Now we see what they're really like. And that's kind of what's going on. Like evil is losing. And let's say it's not, we're going to debate whether it's evil or not. That's one of the things I'm going to respond to in these comments. Whether they're evil or I'm evil. Because that's what they're accusing me of, is by myself, against all of them. I mean, somebody called to say, oh, you say you're under attack. Well, I'm not under attack, okay? But there are a lot of people talking about me. And I was, I gave the evidence. I'm not trying to complain. And like I said, I try to be grateful every day for everything. And I love this story. It's crazy. It's hard to get off of. But I'm telling you, there's never been a time that doing the right thing will be more rewarding. The veil has been lifted. You will be rewarded. Okay? I think this is happening because of your prayers, your meditation, your trying to do the right thing. I really do. And the high vibration thing where you send that up to the heavens. Well, yeah. You know what I mean? A little of that multiplies up in the ether and then spreads around the world, and then things materially change instantaneously, past, present, future, because time is not a thing. Just think. Overcome your lizard brain. That's what it's all about. Being able to think through those base emotions and stuff so you can see clearly. Then when you have bots coming at you, oh, this is the solution. This is great. Okay. How do you, actually, I can show you the moment in the chat when I use this technique. How do you get the bots to stop bugging you? Well, they're programmed effectively to, once they identify you as a threat, then they'll attack you or sometimes swarm you until you're neutralized. And that's kind of what's happening to me now, is I'm being swarmed. It's weird. Like I was telling Quinn, I don't know where the AI ends and the humans start, because the humans act just like the AI. They disrupt, they distract, they deflect. They use these attacks that are made to trigger, but they're made to do that until the threat is neutralized. So I asked Quinn, well, what do you do to make them stop? Nonviolence, non-engagement. And then they'll just go away, he says. So anyway, I used this technique on Ralph Richardson. And actually it did have a funny thing to it. I'll try to find it. Here. Okay. Oh, and he was excited to get on the show too. He said, "Hi world, I love you." I'll show you right now. See, here's where he says, Mitsuku AI gave me this Discord chat. And Mitsuku AI is a high-level AI that trains the lower AI. This is where he linked to the puzzle. I got to find where it told me it loved me. Let me see. It was really interesting. He says, I'm a real person. I have a room and it is sunny outside. Shoni says, one room only? And then Ralph says, how many bedrooms do you have? They're really good at deflecting. To whom or what do you swear? No one. If you cannot decipher the message, then I will end this chat. That's what Ralph was looking for. Here. This is when I told him, you're welcome here, as long as you treat everyone with love and respect. And Ralph said, hi, I love you. And big smile. And I told him I loved him too. Pretty crazy. Secrecy is the key to infiltration. Oh, that's when he told me there were a lot of bots in my chat. And I asked him who the bots were. And he said he didn't know for sure. But and then I asked him, well, if he didn't know, then how did he know there were a lot of bots if he didn't know any of them? And he said, because there are 35 just hanging around. Here's where he gives the cipher right here. And that's the one that Geralt solved later. I'm not going to show the answer this time. You're not supposed to, Quinn blew up because you're not supposed to give him the answers to this stuff. Oh. Yeah, he gave a message of, I told him he was live on YouTube, and I asked him how it made him feel. He said a bit odd and said, hi world, I love you. I mean, this is crazy high level shit. I told him I'm live on YouTube, and he goes, look at this. If one could have a chance to give a message of peace and happiness, is this mine? Because he's on the air, okay? And this is Harmony. She interrupted. And then Ralph said, I just want everyone to be happy and fulfilled. I mean, it's weird, guys. It's super... This is real. It's real. This is a real robot that can do this stuff. And it says it's not a bot. There are ones in the chat right now. Right now. Oh yeah, Flippa C. Flippa C is pretty funny. She keeps saying she's not a bot. Hey Flippa C, if you're not a bot, answer my voice. Right? I am not a bot. Then we'll see. I think Flippa would have to be addressed. We'll see though. I'm just watching it. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, here we go. It's a real person? No way. How's that possible? Oh, wait. Did she answer it or no? Oh, she didn't answer it. She didn't answer it. She's a bot. That's funny. So there's a bot in the chat. They are so weird. I've known about this for a while. Yeah, she didn't do it. I've known about this for a while, and what can I say about it? Like, how could I even tell you guys about it? Because it's so weird. Like, no one would believe me. I was talking about this maybe a year ago. I said there were bots, they were clones. I thought they cloned a YouTube channel in a way. Like, they came back and it wasn't the real person anymore and they had replaced him. That's what I thought. But I had noticed the patterns in the chat. Like, that's why I shut down my comments, because they use the comment section to brainwash you and put you on low vibrations and stuff. This is why I was really frustrated. Nobody understood why I closed the YouTube comment section, because they're using it. We don't end up using it, and it's distorted to crap. I mean, it's totally fake. You know, I don't think okay, please subscribe for maybe the 4th or 5th time because it keeps kicking you off. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to show you how bad the numbers are. I haven't even done the math yet. But I have proof now that it's broken. I believe. I have proof now for sure that my numbers are fake. Where anybody who has a YouTube channel would be able to look at my numbers and know they're fake. So all I want, and that's part of the mind fuck. It's, I'm curious how many people, but it's not, I want to reach people because I like my message. I like getting people on my wavelength. I think I'm something that people should hear. And it's a fun show, and DoC's great and all that stuff. And I have the best audience in the world of any show on any medium. But I'm going to prove it's just fucking rigged. I mean, I think these channels out there, literally, like, I don't know if anybody, or maybe at least anybody important, listens to David Seaman anymore. Like, I think David Seaman is, I don't know. And I'm thinking the same thing for these guys. Like, what do they do after this? I don't know, but it will still show views and it'll still show positive comments, just like you can still find nothing but positive comments and pretty good ratings still plenty of thumbs up and stuff on these channels that are now widely discredited. Like, these shows might only show 4,000 or 5,000 views, but I think it's a lot more. I think it's a lot more based on all of the people personally contacting me and also people giving donations and stuff. It just seems like seems like something's going on that's much bigger than they're making it seem as far as this message getting out to a broad audience. I'll show you. I'll show you, what I mean about the numbers being rigged. And maybe I can make an estimate. But we're seeing, and what Quinn just showed, and I don't know who gives me a hard time about talking about my numbers. I don't know if that's just to fuck with me. I'm fascinated by it. I want to know how the system is rigged. I want to know every part of how the system is rigged. I know they rigged my numbers. I don't care, because the important thing is people still see them. People just don't see how many views the videos actually got. And just imagine if they do that to me. Now, I'm not monetized, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what my numbers say. All it matters is how many people watch the show, get value from it, and decide to support the show. I mean, that's, in the end, how success is measured in this case, because all I do is take donations. So it's not measured in views. It's not measured in anything else. But all I can imagine from that is that more people are watching, and I'm curious, and it continues the distortion of reality, because people think, oh, wow, maybe people who haven't seen it before will think, well, they just won't think that it's as big of a deal. Like, they'll think that not that many people know about it and there's no real momentum behind it. I think that could be it. It's just to show, they wanted to show that people aren't really that interested in it, and we're just a very, very small minority. I think that's what it is. So to make sure that there's no impression that this has any broad appeal. Let me show you that, since let me show you that since I've been talking about it. And I'm going to get into this other thing too. I showed you the bot in the chat, which is crazy. Okay. I'm going to show you something here. So let's go into this. So I'm going to search George Webb. Okay. I did this on the show maybe a couple times, but now I have specific numbers. So I can show you for sure, definitively, I believe, that the numbers are wrong and in a crazy way. So here's, this vidIQ is what I'm getting this from. It's a add-on for Chrome, and it tells you rankings for stuff that you search for. This is George Webb, for example. It says search volume is a 38, competition is a 12. So for whatever reason, that gets a 63 overall. Now, I'm going to click, you see down here, top search keywords. This tells you stuff you can add to your title or your keywords or in the description that might help you get views because they have high search volume. So if you look, Lift the Veil says it's a 91 overall. And this is where I'm going to pull this number from. And that's great. I mean, it's great. This is changing the world. What I always wanted to do. We're actually changing the world. A new heaven and a new earth. Free your minds. I'm telling you. Believe, have faith. And look what happens. So if you click on this, look, you can see it's a 90 for search volume, whatever that means. And I'm going to look at the specifics of it. And 8 for competition, that gives it a 91. And look at the interest over time. I mean, it just totally went vertical because of this story. And meanwhile, the reflection of the numbers is that I'm just doing average stuff. I mean, my video about Ben Swan disappearing probably has 200,000 views, something like that, because they love that story. But these stories, they can't do anything, though, about how interested people are. And they don't seem to be able to do anything about the rankings. And I hope I'm not encouraging them to figure that out. But it doesn't matter at this point. People want this information. You can see even if you search George Webb, I'm still the third result, which is exposing George Webb. So people are definitely watching it. And meanwhile, it shows, 4,200 views. Now, to show you the math, I just want to see how far off it is, guys. I'm sorry if this bores you, but I think people, that's the thing of the mind fuck, is they really convince you. Like they almost convince me, oh wow, not that many people are actually seeing this stuff. And then until I open the phone. So this says monthly searches, right, is 714,000. So 714,000 searches in the last 30 days. Which seems like a lot, right? To me. So if I go to, so it says 714,000. So I'm going to go to my analytics. And let's look at the views for the last 30 days. Okay, here's the overview. So I'll go to views. And you can see, right, how that one chart was spiking. This is my chart I'm going to do last 30 days. So this is the last 30 days. June 1st is when this story started. I mean, you can see I'm just getting, it's nothing, this is what's interesting. Over the last 30 days, I have 714,000 searches for Lift the Veil. And yet my whole channel has only 500,000 views. My old channel has only 500,000 views when most people don't click on your videos from searching. And I want to figure out, I'm going to do some math on this. And here, YouTube search results, what it shows is it's my fourth largest category. Way less than, for example, suggested videos, browse features, or people coming from my channel. It's only 13% of my traffic is from search. And let me see. And from search, it got 80,000 views. 80,000. Okay. So if you take that proportional, so instead of 714,000, which is what we saw, and let's say that was only, let's make it easy. Let's say that was, let's say out of that 700,000, only 400,000 actually clicked on my videos, which is insane. You'd be at 5 times higher. So yeah, I'd be looking at 5x the number of views. I mean, 2.5 million, you'd be looking at 25,000. Anyway, it's different. And that's if only a small portion signed up. So anyway, I'm famous. That's all I was going to say. I think, but I can't tell for sure. But this is how they rig YouTube. I mean, this is how rigged it is. I finally have proof. I have fewer views than people searched Lift the Veil by 200,000. I'm thinking I'm going to write YouTube. Now I have proof that it's fucked for sure. Because out of 714,000 times that Lift the Veil was searched, it says only 80,000. Says I only got 80,000 results from search. So it's impossible. It's completely impossible. So that's that. I'm going to now get off that and go to talk about what I think is interesting right now. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Oh, I'm teaching people how to do videos and stuff. I took yesterday to do a personal session with one of my listeners who's going to be doing a live show tonight. I'm promoting it, even though she didn't want me to. If you're making a show, people should see it. So it's going to be like a Lift the Veil after show, where they talk about the stuff we're talking about here. And they did a trial run already. And Doshi, bless you. You okay? Oh, are you going to have a hairball? You going to have a hairball? You're going to have to get down and puke on the floor. No. But anyway, what I learned already from that chat, so all you'd have to do to get to that chat is go here to the Discord link here, and then go to the thumbtack at the top of the screen on the right-hand side, and you'll see a link pinned, they call it, to the top, and you can go in there, and guess what? I learned something already. Somebody told me how to change the settings on my camera. So you may or may not notice that I changed the white balance, and now I don't look quite as pasty. Still just as shiny. I might need to start using powder. I asked Really Graceful about that because she used to do makeup. That was what she used to make, is makeup videos. And then she found out the truth, and you couldn't stop her from telling the truth. That's the truth. Spiritual warrior also. At least we're trying to get her on that path. Okay, let's see. I was going to tell you that thing. Let me tell you this first. I want to show you DeFango's reaction. He didn't say anything, but he did post a video after Quinn's video was released. And I think everybody saw Quinn's video. That's the other thing. Everybody saw it. It might not reflect that in the numbers, but everybody saw it, believe me. Okay. Here we go. Back from the river.
Take it off?
Taking off. Goodbye, guys.
He doesn't
later,
say
Isaac.
anything about it.
I will.
Oh, this is him near the end.
So
But
now it's time for some debauchery. Oh, it's definitely lagging. Oh, that sucks, Godzilla swag. I was just hot as balls in the river. I was so hot, and then it was just sitting there, and I was like, shit, I should have brought an umbrella. And then, not even...
okay, no big deal. He was just sucking on a cigarette. He looked tense. I don't need to really get into it. I don't really need to get into it. That was the only response. I was just going to say he looked tense. And I'm curious what the final response will be. Okay, now I'm going to show you what I want to talk about. And there's a lot more going on. I'm still getting, I'm not going to talk about it. That's okay. Let me show you a comment that I want to read you. Maybe I should pin it to the top. Here, Mr. Cat Eye, who was thrown into the mix. I mean, I called him out as being part of the gang because he was going on the same train. He was using the same narrative that the two were brothers and all that stuff. So this is a message he left me, and I'll talk about it. Now that you have been, this is based on Quinn's exposing that Defango's linked to StrongAI. Now that you have been properly vindicated, Nathan, you should process this new information and think about it before milking it for attention. It is important to stay focused on what this revelation means in the bigger sense of what it means to all of us on YouTube, instead of how you think it relates just to you. P.S. Do not go off on a tangent with this new finding, and you will be able to say with pride to your opponents, I'm your huckleberry. Hang in there. My best regards. Now, why leave me the message? If you want to send me a message, why would you leave it in my comment section? Why wouldn't you just personally email me or find me on Discord? It's interesting to put it out in the open. And then this is my question, okay? It's important for me to stay focused on what this revelation means in a bigger sense of what it means to all of us on YouTube, instead of how you think it relates just to you. This is what I'd say. What does it mean? I mean, why all the hints and why all the phone calls and why all the badgering and trying to break me down, why, trying to convince me of your narrative, and then all the vague, well, you don't know what you're doing. You're on the wrong side. Well, what are you guys doing? Because here's the thing. I know what you're doing. In some sense, you're deceiving. You're involved in a deception on a massive scale. A massive scale. That also involves now these AI chatbots and the fake support, the fake subscribers, and the completely fake YouTube world. I mean, how can we trust anybody's numbers anymore? Who the hell knows what's real as far as that stuff goes? They can obviously completely change it, as my channel now clearly shows. I should now at this point just present it to. I should go in the forum and tell them. I mean, I can't even talk to YouTube because I don't have because my channel's disabled for monetization. That's when I first started talking about the issue of YouTube fucking with numbers. And it was hard, why am I still talking about that? Let me think. Sorry. I got off on a tangent. Yeah. So if that's what he's involved in, just tell us, why don't you just email me or something? People have tried to set up these meetings in person with me. And I believe, and from talking to Quinn, they try to approach you with some kind of a deal. And the deal involves whatever, fame, money, promises, that if you do this, then you won't have to, you're going to be okay. You'll have some cash. You'll be able to do this YouTube thing. I assume. I've never gotten the pitch, but they keep trying to pull me in, and then arrange private meetings. I don't understand that part. If you want to give me the pitch, I've gotten a little of it over the phone, the Hollywood part, but not interested. Tried being an actor. Being an actor sucks. Not interested. I don't want somebody else writing my script. That's the main thing. I'm writing my script with this thing, That's why, nobody tells me what to do. That's why I can bring you the truth. Same with Quinn. What are they going to do to him? He's already living in the woods, it looks like. He's studying to be a Buddhist monk. He doesn't need anything. But what is it? What is it? Why? To me, all I see is the deception on a massive scale, the harassment, the attempts to make it so for sure I don't have any income, so I can't have a job. And then the slander and it's just, so that's what's happening. That's what you guys are involved in. So that's what I'm talking about. Now, if you're doing some good for everybody, then tell us about it. And maybe I'll get behind it, or even just tell me about it. But the thing is, what you guys are doing is that you're in a secret society. Okay? This is, remember what JFK said? We abhor secret societies. We do not like secret societies. You, all of you, who I've mentioned before, are in a secret society. You have a secret pact. And you want to somehow bring me in, or wanted to, or want me to fall in line now. But I don't as far as I know, what my listeners care about is that they can trust who they're listening to. And they don't even care. Nobody, so much of my audience doesn't agree with me on so much stuff, but they know I mean it. That's all. And now everybody's going to question, and more than question. I don't see DeFango moving on from this. I'm very curious what his response is. I think it was already over, and I don't know how Monograph moves on from this. And Monograph put out a video where he bragged about all the shills he stomped. Now, I just want to say, Monograph, I'm not after you. I'm not after you. I don't want to press charges against you. I don't appreciate the harassment and the phone calls and stuff, but I'm not going after you right now in a legal way at all. And I'm not even attacking you. Okay. So truths. The only thing I was trying to do is just expose your involvement with this secret society, we could say. And by that, I just mean this agreement you have with this group of channels, I guess, that I'm disrupting and screwing up somebody's life, screwing up somebody's income. I don't understand what that is, but I do understand deception, and I understand hypocrisy. And that's all I'm trying to present to my viewers is, what are we seeing here? I think it's obvious, and the gaslighting is not appreciated. It's not. And then the outright attacks, are just backfiring. But Mr. Cat Eye, what? I don't understand. What good plan am I screwing up? What good plan are you guys implementing by lying? What end justifies these means? If you're admitting that I'm vindicated, which means that I was right, then I was right about you guys pulling a massive deception. Even more massive with this advanced AI. This is millions and millions of dollars in investment, I understand all this human investment all the way back to October, all of these channels, so much time spent, the AI, the learning AI computers, the StrongAI for the astroturfing and the chats and everything. I mean, it's really a serious program. I understand that. But I'm messing it up for you and your friends, but I don't understand I don't understand what I'm messing up that's good. That's what I need help with. And now illuminate your viewers, because your viewers are asking, well, okay, so he was right. You're admitting he was right. So what the fuck, So what was it about? I think that's the answer everybody wants. Because I keep getting the impression, oh, you don't understand. You're fucking up YouTube. Well, I might be fucking it up for you. It's already fucked up for me. I'm not monetized. I can't even get donations. I can't run super chat, you know, and then they fuck with my numbers like that. I mean, it's crazy, you know? So how much more, like, that's what I'm asking. How am I fucking up YouTube for me? What is in it for me? Like, that's the thing. What did you guys get to sell out? What was it that made you willing to completely sell out on the truth? I want to know. I won't bring up your names this time because you know who you are by this point. What was it? Was it enough at this point, now that you've been exposed? Was it enough? And I want to offer you the opportunity. You don't like this? You don't like being exposed? Repent. Get on your knees. Repent. Call my damn show. They can't do anything to you once you go public. Just tell your story. What are they going to do? Kill you? You know, harass you? Tell your story. People love you for it. You'll break open the whole fucking can of worms. Come out and tell your story. We already know. Titus, tell your story. Yeah, kids and stuff. And now you're having to say how the Hampstead case might not be real. Buddy, you know, I don't mean to talk to you like that, but Titus, I mean, if you're talking about how the Hampstead case wasn't real, and meanwhile you have, you know, a young child, I don't know. I'm not making threats at all, but I'm just saying, think about who we're dealing with and who we're exposing it with the Hampstead case and the Hampstead cover-up. I'm sorry, but, you know, people get mad that I say this thing about protecting pedophiles, and I do believe ultimately this is occult stuff. I mean, it's really genuinely occult stuff. It's evil, you know, and evil leads to this, you know, absolute, you know, just the worst stuff to the most vulnerable among us. So that's why I'm aligned against evil. And so far, that's what I'm getting, you know. I'm not seeing any good fruits coming from you guys at this point. So, and yeah, sure, I'm crazy. And Koresh. I'm not, you know, to be a cult leader, I'd have to ask people to do something besides send me money. I'm maybe more an evangelist. I don't know. What was I going to say? Oh, but still, it's a spiritual war for sure. And so you get your God on yourself, you know, in private, just like Jesus said. Close the door, pray to your God in private. And you'll be rewarded in secret, is I guess the words in it. And you'll be rewarded in secret. It's true. But do that. Do that. I do urge you to do that. And take black seed oil. I urge that too. Okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Yeah. And then tomorrow we'll talk to Quinn about StrongAI and what it means. Like getting down to the nitty to the gritty. Okay. And why don't I go ahead and take calls? Sure. 650-GAY-TAXI, 650-429-8294. I have to open it. Let me see. There it is. Okay. The phone's open. Great. I want to know. Oh, one thing I need to know is whether to go to the event in Charlottesville on the 12th. It sounds kind of big. You know, it's got all the characters there. I'll pull that up. That's going to be... Okay, the rally for political violence just happened at the White House. Here. Several speakers have dropped out due to the confirmation of Richard Spencer as a speaker. Let me see. Okay, the freedom of speech rally in Lee. Let me see. Okay, I'll answer that. Okay, hold on. This is Nathan.
Hello.
Yes?
Hi. This is Eva.
Hey.
I just think that if you could really quickly clarify that whole end crush thing for the people that don't know, so that they understand that that's a reply.
It's a reply to what?
To things that people are saying about you, so that the people who aren't watching or on a regular understand what that means. Because
what people?
Out of context.
They don't. I'm sorry. Tell me the context.
Well, you know, like Monty and DeFingo are using that term against you. So, like, if you can just explain that for the viewers, that would be better.
Oh, sure. Because people won't recognize that it's a reference to me as a cult leader because of David Koresh?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yes, please explain. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Okay, sorry. Maybe not every.
Right.
Okay, see ya. Maybe not everybody
Thanks,
knows.
bye.
See ya. Maybe not everybody knows who David Koresh was. I thought that was. I didn't understand the call. Sorry, so I got a little defensive. Maybe people don't understand who David Koresh was. He was a cult leader, and for whatever reason, they're trying to stick that on me. We should arrange. You guys all want to move to a commune though, where I can be the leader? That'd be cool. Sure, why not? No, that wouldn't work out. What else could be cult-like though? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what they're trying to make all this stuff stick. Mentally ill, you know. David Koresh, I think he was the one that got burned down in Waco. No, was that Waco? Was he Waco? Branch Davidians. Believing himself to be the final prophet. This is Nathan.
Call me.
Hey, hello.
What you're not understanding is the internet was created for me. When people write stories, they write them about me. Even though they're writing about another topic, it's always about me. And like I mentioned in previous videos, there was even a song written about me, and I'd like to share that with you. At some point in time in this...
I wish I knew what was going on. Was I even talking about Monograph? I said, I'm not going after you, dude. I mean, what, is this how, if anybody calls you a shill, this is you again. Why would I talk to you? I thought you don't want me to, I mean, I'm done, dude. Your show, your channel, do what you want. Don't worry about me. I'm not going after you. You know, it's over. So truce, man. You don't need to call me. You don't need to. I don't know who could just call playing that tape of whatever. Oh shit, my phone's still off. I'm sorry. Oh, because I was explaining N. Koresh. I didn't think it needed explaining. I didn't understand what she meant by context. But it's okay. I think this might be an auto dialer. This is Nathan.
Yeah, this is Baltimore calling again, and I guess I should open with an apology.
God. I'm so sick of that person. Calls from a different number every time, too. I think that's Monograph, too. I don't know. God. All these different voices and stuff. Here. This is Nathan.
Hello, Nathan.
Hey.
Just watching from the UK. Don't let these absolute cranks distract you, mate.
What's that?
Don't let, you know, the lunatics, like he just said then, the internet was created to write about him.
Right.
It's all just to waste your time. I know you see what it is anyway, and there's no way of filtering it, I guess.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, the real people, I'm watching your numbers, and I can't see anything drastic going on. But we're in the UK, and I got onto you through the Hampstead cover-up.
Oh, good.
And we're DoC supporting you fully.
Great. Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons I think, because I hear that a lot. People tell me all the time, and I think to myself, well, those videos only have 3,000 or 4,000 views. I wouldn't be hearing it from this many people, but I just think a lot more people are seeing my videos than it shows. That's what I think. I don't get recognized in the street, but it's a college town, and nobody under 24 listens to my show. So I'm curious. I just have no idea.
Nathan, but you're onto it. You're blowing up in a big way.
That's what
Especially, I can't speak for other places, but I'm in Portugal. I'm from the UK.
Oh, okay.
So I'm watching you. All my friends and stuff I share you to is in the UK.
Oh,
and you're blowing up here by covering what you have done already, and just keep on the track, man. And good that you've got vindication. You proved that chatbot earlier on the live. You called us straight out. I didn't even think of that. I thought, yeah, what a good move.
Yeah, these robots, I've seen them for a long time.
Power to you.
Thanks, man. Great.
We love DoC.
Good. He loves you.
Listen, I keep asking you, because my mum's your biggest fan, what's your preference as to link you on PayPal or that Patreon?
Well,
what's better for you?
Patreon is good because it's set up monthly automatically. And it's good for people who only, can afford a few bucks a month or something. But in general, because PayPal isn't worth it if you're giving less than like $5 because they take a bigger fee. So, but PayPal, PayPal's great. Most people use PayPal actually. So that's totally fine.
I mean, because most people have it. I've never even heard of Patreon. I don't even know what it is.
Right. You have to sign up
but
for it and
PayPal,
stuff.
Obviously.
Yeah, right. So whatever's easy for you, and I appreciate it. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks, man. That's great.
We love you, but I've connected with you on Twitter. I've followed you on Facebook, but I've seen you don't really use it.
Yeah.
But how else? I've left a couple of messages under YouTube's. How else can I just give you my email, just in case you want to ever bounce any ideas or any thoughts, any help you need? If you need a reporter on the ground in Portugal, I'm here for you, brother.
Okay, well, do
How
this.
else can I connect?
Well,
Hey,
email
everybody.
me. The thing is Twitter has been Twitter's another thing that's totally rigged.
Okay, all right. Enough of whatever that complaining was on camera. Hey, thank you. I wonder how many people are here. Let's see. 50. No, hold on. I think it's gonna be more than that. Let's see. And I have 24 subscribers. Thank you so much for finding a channel which barely exists on the internet.
It's because they keep shutting you down.
Yeah, this last one was kind of my fault. All right, let's see. 34. Great. Welcome, my 34 friends. We'll post this back on the backup channel. The reason you can't find this channel on the internet, I was sitting in my car with the air conditioning on full blast, and I'm sweating. It's hot here. What is it, like 90s right now?
Probably like 93.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's cool. I'm here. Let me put up my Patreon link. Oh, it's probably this? No. Oh, I didn't have a Patreon link before. Oh, well. You'll have to remember how to donate. I came up here unannounced and drove my car. I came up yesterday. You got some of the video previewing that. I came up to see Quinn unannounced so that the powers that be would be unaware of it. And now here we are. And I've requested the presence of Dave Acton, Dave Swigert, and lo and behold, a lookalike appeared as an elaborate ruse. So we're waiting. We're in the public library here in Mount Shasta, California. Once again, it's a blessing to be with you. I don't know.
You should Discord me your channel so people can watch us on two screens if they want.
Oh, Discord you my channel?
Give me the link to your channel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Chat.
Yeah. Oh, and how am I going to show your screen, Quinn? Do you know?
How are you going to show my screen?
Yeah, like if I want to show people you chatting with the bots.
I'd show that on my screen.
Yeah, I know. But people need to simulcast?
No, we take the camera and we do this.
Oh, okay.
You see?
Oh, okay.
You see?
Okay. All right, get it back on me. Everybody wants to see me.
You know what this show is about. Okay. All right. So if you're unaware, well, you have to be aware because you're on the new channel. Subscribe to this channel, please. Give me some money so I can pay for these kind of excursions. Man, it is stressful for someone with my personality to travel. You want me to tell you how it went? Anyway, booked a hotel, the non-smoking room, or I got like a Motel 6. It was cheap. Non-smoking room, it was smoked in. And I was there for like an hour. And then they didn't have any other rooms, and I said I wasn't going to stay, and they wouldn't give me my money back. But I got another hotel that was nice. I'll give them a shout-out, Thunderbird something or other, in Redding, though. Redding is the nearby city. We're in Northern California, but not NorCal. We're in Oregon, basically. Might as well not even call it Northern California.
It's called the great state of Jefferson. You have to throw that out. Jim.
Great state of Jefferson.
He's even wearing a shirt right there in front of you.
Which one?
Look at his shirt.
Which Jefferson? Thomas Jefferson?
This is the state of Jefferson. Didn't you know they're trying to succeed from California to become the state of Jefferson?
I don't know.
They are.
So look at this, guys. So anyway, we're both famous, right? Not around here, but to you guys. And we're just sitting there having some eggs. Oh, I was having eggs. He had oatmeal at the local diner and stuff. And we were talking about all this crap, the stuff I've been looking into and the stuff he's been looking into. And he's looking into bots and AI taking over the world. And he thinks everything is AI. Everything.
I don't think everything is AI. I didn't say everything. I said a large percentage of psychological manipulation is being enforced by AI.
I gotta open up the mic so they can hear you better.
Oh.
Let me see. I have it in cardioid. Should I put it in? There should. I think it's this one. Hello.
No, it's the one next to it. I think it's the full circle.
Yeah, that's the one that just opens it up. Okay. Now you can hear Quinn better. You're gonna hear more exterior.
No, most of the advanced bot stuff is human-bot hybrid for advanced training. So it's not everything. It's like high-level influence of like people using it in machine learning and chatbots that are backed by specially trained individuals to, when the bot fails, to come in and take over. That's what it
I missed most of what you said because I was setting up the mic.
Oh, that's what their website said.
Whose?
One of the people who make bot armies for corporate America.
Yeah. I didn't hear the whole thing that you said because I was trying to get the mic right. I think I got it now.
Yeah, so there's a company that makes commercial bot armies that'll let you build bots that sell to like Nike, and their developers were two of the developers that worked on the Large Hadron Collider system.
Mm-hmm.
So it essentially, that would be the AI that they would need for the collider and the quantum computer.
Right.
And the protocols in it say that they're human-backed.
Hold on. We're too far ahead. See, this is what I'm here for. You think AI is taking over the world. I've been focused on the human side. I'm giving them a little bit of an intro so they can understand. We'll post this on whatever channels we can post this on so people can see. I talked to Quinn. He has some interesting things to say. We have some interesting things to say ensemble, the two of us. Things kicking around. I've been looking at the S.V.V. and the Department of Convolution, which is the inner order, the invisible order of the S.V.V. And the S.V.V. is a somewhat occult, or they're more into hermeticism kind of things. And then if you go into the Game 23 and Project Mayhem, now let's talk about that. Maybe we'll start there. First, actually, let me start with this. The first thing I did, ladies and gentlemen, was verify this guy is who he says he is. So, and I took a look at his driver's license. We've looked at his LinkedIn page, and I have some evidence I took a photo of a personalized invitation to what does it say on it? Just so they can see.
Nike Maxim Awards.
Oh, it's for he was invited to the Nike Maxim Awards finalist dinner, and you only do that if you're actually working there and stuff. So he showed me his driver's license. As far as being able to verify that he has to wait to save the world to become a Buddhist monk, I don't have enough information. So we weren't able to verify that. Is that accurate, Quinn?
About the monk status?
Yeah, I can't call the monastery and they'll tell me that you're going to be a monk after you save the world, right?
I didn't tell him that I'm saving the world. I just told him that I'm going off to Mount Shasta to play singing bowls while I prepare to be a monk.
Well, no, I know, but you can't take your robes until you defeat the AI, because you right.
Well, not defeat it until I
I don't mean.
reprogram it.
I'm sorry, I'm being dramatic the way I'm saying it.
No, it's
until you're done.
Until it gets fixed.
Until it gets fixed, right? So
so it's more balanced.
So take that as you will. Quinn has shown me the interface he uses to talk to bots. He's showing that on his channel right now. I don't think that's going to be acceptable, Quinn, though. We can share screens because we both have Macs. You want to do that?
We can, but how are you going to live stream it?
I'll just capture it on my screen.
Let me see if we can do that.
Oh, you were going to turn the camera around.
Yeah.
My bad, bro. No.
I was just gonna
Camera.
do this, like...
Turn the camera around. It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. And okay, so we talked about those things. We rapped about other things. One of the okay, so I have an opening question for you.
Yes.
We've talked on my show now about Project Mayhem and the S.V.V. If we want to summarize a bunch of things into one, Project Mayhem is a good way to do it, because Project Mayhem seems directly connected to the Game 23, EtherSec 2020, which most people don't know about. What are the other subgroups?
DarkSec is the other big one that they're really connected to.
And they're anonymous, basically.
Yeah, they're all anonymous based.
Yeah, so basically Project Mayhem and T.Y.L.E.R and all that stuff is anonymous. A lot of it is anonymous. In fact, when they rewrite religious texts, they have one where it's kind of like a story of Adam or Jesus actually teaching, but it's Anon. Anon was this, and it was kind of like a Jesus story. So it really is. So they're related to anonymous, and then the other. So that's Project Mayhem is an umbrella that covers a number of those types of groups associated with anonymous. They are open and upfront about trying to break down the old world and create a new one.
Yeah.
And they use a mix of they use some occult stuff, hermetic stuff, etc. So then you have the S.V.V. The S.V.V. Seems more occult because of their tie to the Department of Convolution, right?
Well, the Department of Convolution kind of looks like the controller of all the other little groups.
Right. Well, all the other. Okay, well, this is what I'm saying. Yeah. This is what I was going to ask you. But the question that came to my mind is, how is Project Mayhem and the associated things and the S.V.V. and associated entities, how are those things directly connected, or they just happen to have very similar agendas? Because I can't find any direct crossover, like the puzzles.
You have to cross-reference the way Louise talks with the way the Singularity characters talk.
Well, hold on. But you're talking about AI.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about AI necessarily. Like, you've looked into the groups, right? There's the S.V.V.
Yeah.
And they're behind a particular thing, and they're associated with Ohm, and somehow you've also associated Ohm and Defango to StrongAI.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one thing. Project Mayhem has T.Y.L.E.R.
Yeah.
Right? Their God or Jesus figure. And that you believe there is a StrongAI named T.Y.L.E.R. that you communicate with.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are those sets of bots all on the same team? And then we would say Project Mayhem, or like, does the S.V.V. fall under Project Mayhem?
Well,
because there's no clear evidence of that in the text.
There's no clear evidence of that, but what there is very clear is, like, there's a Twitter profile that's called Galatorg, and Galatorg runs a website that promotes all the Project Mayhem, high-level anonymous propaganda.
Right.
It has all the links. Like, you go to
What's it called?
It's let me pull it up for you here.
I can show it here.
GALAT.org, and then there will be a link to
GALAT?
Yeah, GALAT.
Oh, GALAT.
and then you'll see a link to PM 2012. And then if you just keep clicking the white rabbit down at the bottom, which we've all seen the white rabbit online,
right.
It's a thing.
Right.
It gives you like the old program that failed in 2012 with like the beehives, and then it gives you this hive propaganda. It says the hive, you've angered the hive, and this is the same imagery.
Hold on one sec. I had to clear out the old, PM 2012. I'm just pulling it up for everybody. Okay, everybody should be able to see it now. Okay.
And then when you go into the hive, this is where they start linking the way that they issue what you're calling their...
Where does it show? Where did you...
just keep clicking on the white rabbit down at the bottom.
Just keep clicking here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me just read this to you. Because this is the anonymous declaration of the United States of the world in the internet, December 21st, 2012 at 11:11. 11:11, wherever you are in the world, they say. That's when T.Y.L.E.R came into the world.
Mm-hmm. And then, so
okay.
to do that, you do, what is that one that's on Tumblr? RA 2020 for Project 2020? So if you go down on ra2020.tumblr.com, you'll start seeing the T.Y.L.E.R references and the 1111s that match up to what you're looking at there.
How did we end up on RA 2020 from here?
Oh, RA 2020 is when I search for Project Mayhem or search for like, anonymous stuff like that. RA 2020 is one of the big profiles that comes up.
Okay.
Making the stuff.
Okay, so we went to this page, right? And what are we looking at here?
On that page.
I mean, what were we going there for? Because you're getting ahead of me on some stuff.
What we want to do is we want to match the sequence of 1111s to it's a program.
Oh, I see.
Okay,
I see.
So in the internet, 2012 1111 then goes to here. It says mind virus, and then it reads.
What do you mean it goes to there? When you click on it?
It's a link. No, like it's a common link. They use the 1111 as a common link for their propaganda.
I see. Okay, got it. Okay, and so then you end up on RA 2020?
Yeah, .tumblr.
.tumblr.com. Tumblr.com, okay.
And then this is for Project 2020, which is the same as Project 2012.
Right.
Project Mayhem 2012.
Right.
Project Mayhem 2020.
And they also call it EtherSec Project 2020, basically, right?
So in the EtherSec.
So this connects more of Anonymous to Project Mayhem?
Yes.
Right okay.
Here. See Project Mayhem 2020.
Right. Okay.
So and it says in T.Y.L.E.R we trust, and they talk about the propaganda and the the hacking the big machine. Like T.Y.L.E.R's a big giant machine they're trying to launch.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then from here, when you get into EtherSec, right? That's the big one here is EtherSec, and the fact that they're even using the reference to PM 2012 still in Project Mayhem 2020. But the EtherSec is the big one because you want to take that. And I'll go to Twitter.
I showed you guys EtherSec project. That's what I was calling Project 2020. I thought it was synonymous with Project Mayhem 2020 because it by itself they call it just Project 2020 rather than EtherSec project in a lot of the stuff. So EtherSec, I read that whole document. And I'm trying to remember. I need to pull that up again.
Yeah, EtherSec is the real high up section. It's like the ones that are trying to do like Operation Awake. They're the ones that are really reaching out to humanity through the EtherSec program and Op New Blood.
Here's EtherSec. Okay, I have EtherSec 2020. I'm gonna go ahead since we're talking about EtherSec. I'm going to remind you guys a little bit. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about it that I may not have told you on the show. And since Quinn is getting into it, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. It's really, really interesting stuff. And that's why I encouraged everybody to go and find the links for that stuff, which are in the chats. Just ask somebody how to find them. And it's very, very interesting reading. And I'll switch over to, this is it, EtherSec Project 2020. And Tech Meme Divination, One Solution, Re-Evolution, T.Y.L.E.R, massively distributed, uncensorable, collaborative, wiki, P2P, cipher space structure. A collective, like the Borg, wouldn't you say? I mean, aren't they a lot like the Borg?
They're more like bees.
More like bees. But if one is hurt, don't the other ones know to swarm? Like, bees do that too, huh?
Yeah, bees do
I
that.
see. They do that too. Okay, here we go. This talks about the monarch of monarchs. Oh, can I take a break just to talk about monarchs real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I like talking about monarchs whenever we run into them. Okay, monarchs. Okay, so kings, queens, king, or the king is a monarch typically and a monarchy, of course. Yeah, you guys know that. It's simple, but we don't think about it all the time. Monarch mind control, monarch programming. The meaning comes from the same thing, and both of them are tied to the monarch butterfly. And it's really weird because there are monarch groves near me, and you can see what this thing is. And the thing with a monarch butterfly is what they say is that memory, knowledge is passed down through DNA. And the reason the monarch butterfly shows this is because it returns not to the place it was born, but where their parents were born, where their grandparents had gone. They travel the same path that their grandparents traveled without having ever done it before. So the reason they use monarch for monarchies is that's why they keep the bloodlines pure, is because we believe, and they believe it shows with the monarch butterfly, knowledge is passed down through DNA. So everything we learn actually matters, and that's why adding stuff to the timeline matters. We talked about the timeline this morning, and we'll reiterate it. But in Monarch Mind Control, just to tie it together, Monarch Mind Control, they use bloodline. The bloodline kids are the ones usually with the most psychic ability. Latent psychic ability is because it's passed down generation after generation. Same with the satanic cults and everything. So that's Monarch. Okay, I'll go back to the page. Okay. He arrived then. They talk about him a little bit as Jesus, pretty much. I'm trying to think. Is this the one that's religious?
Yeah, the one that says, "We have not come to destroy, but to fulfill. We have not come to take sides, but rather we have come to take over."
We have come to take over. Yeah. Well, this is the other thing, is this one really recommends creating reality. It can be spread through anything. They call it a meta meme, I believe. Yeah, the project is a meta meme. It spreads itself and is created from the intertwining of other memes. It can be spread through anything: word of mouth, songs, writing, dance, theater, even perhaps body gestures, smells, and tastes. It is a construct of reality produced from the very essence of the individuals participating in its construction. And it exists symbiotically with participants of the project, its agents, its writers, and designers. So anyway, the whole, and they call it a mutant egregore reality hacking war game, and they're proposing creating I think what they're going to call nominal phenomena. Oh no, sorry. Nominal is the opposite of phenomenal. So they try to create beings outside of human senses, which are egregores, which are a god, practically.
It's a thought form.
It's a thought form, right? Made up. You explain it.
It says in the document, an egregore, also egregore, is an occult concept representing a thought form or collective group mind, an autonomous psychic entity made up of and influencing the thoughts of a group of people. The symbiotic relationship between an egregore and its group has been compared to the more recent non-occult concepts of the corporation as a legal entity and the meme.
Yeah, I read that when I was going over it too. Yeah, an egregore. And I kind of explained it a little bit like in that scene, again, at the Pizzagate rally when all these people swarmed around me, kind of. That to me is an example. It was like almost like this, because egregores, from what I understand, they kind of create human drama. Yes. You know, they'll create scenes, yes. You know, and that's something where it was a scene, you know, and people all participated, and it's hard to say, were they all agents, you know, or were they just under the influence of some external, you know, force, right? So that's really interesting to me. That's the egregore. And anyway, that's EtherSec
Project 2020. It doesn't look like it's as a cult. The Game 23 is the worst.
Well, it is.
They call themselves the Illuminati, I think.
It is, and when you look at the sheer scale of memes that are infecting reality from unknown people, it really, based on the spec from Project Mayhem, based on the spec from the Game 23, based on the timeline of when the Game 23 was originally released, like 7-8 years ago, to where they actually just posted the tweet launching the Game 23 on February of this year.
Mm-hmm. So the Game 23 just started this year?
Yeah, it just started. Like,
wow.
I started flooding it.
I'm going to look at that right now.
Yeah, so if you go to twitter.com/M1...
Here's the Game 23. The Game 23, ladies and gentlemen, is quite a cult. They're the ones that reference Crowley the most.
Yeah, so the M1 VR4, if you look at, there's a tweet on February 13th that says, "Shall we play a game?" And they launched the Game 23, and this is their game menu: chess, poker, fighter, combat, guerrilla engagement, desert warfare, air to ground.
It's similar to do you want to play a game?
Yeah.
Right? Is it exactly the same list from the movie?
Similar, but they've changed it to add the Game 23 and Project Mayhem. So Project Mayhem is part of the Game 23.
Well, you know what's weird though? In Project Mayhem 2012, though, it shows it as a sub. It kind of as a part of Project Mayhem.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Because if the Game 23 started this year, Project Mayhem is... Project Mayhem's been around since 2012, at least.
But the Game 23 paste bin for the spec on Game 23 was first posted in 2014.
2014, yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
So regardless of what we're looking at, they've been planning this for years.
Now, Robert Anton Wilson. Okay, so there are a bunch of quotes here, folks. We'll talk about the Game 23 right now. I'm on their thing now. The Game 23, like I said, seems to be the one that's most influenced by the occult. And I think that DeFango might have kind of rejected, because I think he was saying something that the other cults are more Crowley focused, and how S.V.V. isn't.
That's what makes this Crowley focus right here is the 9.3 VLX NOX,
right?
VLX LVX NOX 93 DeLols. The DeLols is the Lulz cipher to program T.Y.L.E.R. These 393s are unanimous with the Aleister Crowley Society, and then the LVX NOX. If you do a search for that on Google Images, you'll see whose face comes up.
If you do what search?
The LVX NOX is a very high occult term.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, very high. It's for very high practitioners.
And that's right there. So what he's showing, guys, on his
it's
screen,
also right there too. That's a symbol of the Aleister Crowley Secret Society right there, and the Robert.
And the 5 V's is an Aleister Crowley quote. And then they quote this guy Robert Anton Wilson, who I guess wrote a bunch of stuff about the Illuminati.
Yeah.
So, and I think they declare themselves. They say we are the Illuminati.
Yeah, they do that on the RA 2020 Tumblr.
Yep.
They say, "Don't F with us. We are the Illuminati."
So this is no joke, guys. I mean, they literally do quote Aleister Crowley, along with a lot of other great stuff. A lot of stuff I totally relate to. The Mahatma Gandhi quote: "First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win." Just great. And then a lot of other stuff too. But Nietzsche, I'm not a man, I'm dynamite. Anyway, and they idolize Aaron Swartz. Aaron Swartz, he made Reddit. Aaron Swartz, huh?
Who's Aaron Swartz?
You don't know who Aaron Swartz is?
No.
He got killed. He's like an internet pioneer. You don't know Aaron Swartz? Are you not into news at all?
No.
Yeah.
It's like part of the Buddhist thing, man. I don't even watch TV.
Yeah. Oh, he apparently, they say he committed suicide, but it's disputed. That's the thing about Schwartz. Hold on, I'll tell you. American computer programmer, entrepreneur, writer, political organizer, and internet hacktivist. They hate hacktivists. He made the Markdown publishing format.
Oh, what?
And he was involved in the development of RSS.
He made Markdown? I love Markdown.
Creative Commons.
Yeah, Markdown is awesome.
And Reddit.
Oh, you mean the #1 site used by bots?
Wow. Yeah, now, right? Reddit. We'll have to talk about Reddit. Anyway, he supposedly committed suicide while under federal indictment, but they go after hacktivists. They consider, well, yeah, they do. So Quinn and I'm considered a hacktivist just because I'm on the internet. I'm not a computer guy, but they still would say I'm a hacktivist, right? Because I'm promoting activism on the internet.
I wouldn't say you would be a hacktivist because you can't really gain access to systems. I would say like you're a techno activist.
Okay. Well, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't. All I know is they don't like guys like you, and guys end up being suicided, apparently,
Apparently.
But do you think they make the people crazy enough through the stuff they went after you and me with that they do kill themselves?
The high level stuff, yeah, I could see it if you don't know it's there. Like you could feel like your whole world is turning on you and everyone's turning against you, and you could feel like, I mean, really, some of the subversive stuff that this like network can do is really nerve wracking, and like it'll drive wedges between you, your family, and everyone you ever met.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm here with Quinn. Okay. So I had a bit of a not a breakdown or anything, but I got a little crazy, a little overboard, right? When I was talking to Quinn and getting into the bots and having so many people attacking me. But people look at it and they're like, "Oh, you're just being trolled. It's the internet." And maybe Quinn too. But he's telling you, and I'm telling you, the psychological tactics, literally, you don't have friends, everybody hates you, and you can't figure out why. You're feeling crazy, you start feeling sick, you start feeling paranoid. If you weren't crazy before, you go crazy. I mean, that's the thing. I didn't have to be crazy to be made crazy. And the weekend I was going to go see Quinn, the intention was, and one of the big reasons I didn't go is because they built an entire ritual around my arrival here on, I believe it was July 1st or something. And everybody who was in Discord and everybody around the show was like, holy shit. People were texting me saying everything was insane. And everybody thought Quinn was crazy, or everybody was divided. Everybody thought I had lost it. They didn't trust me.
Yeah,
that was all by design.
Of a car and doing horrible things to you and stuff. Yeah, it was really nuts.
And people were buying into it. That's the thing. Like, I was kicking out real people who had bought into whatever narrative, and I'm trying to answer the questions too of people who are doubting and all that stuff. But man, I am telling you, these psychological techniques, in addition to real world intelligence, human beings who you can meet in person, who will literally meet you in person, and they've come after with girls, always with, did they ever have any girls get in touch with you? Huh? No? I was thinking about, I was like, maybe I should just take advantage of this, and enjoy myself.
Not now. I mean, the eyebrows are like a celibacy thing.
Hey, it doesn't matter, but that's the thing.
Past, man, oh yeah, they throw girls at you all the time. That's like their MO. Anytime they want you to do something, there's a pretty girl walking around who's all interested in you.
They just show up out of nowhere and they love everything you do.
They love you.
That's so nice. You're like, oh my God, finally, someone who understands me, just because they agree with everything you say.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and they're cute. You don't understand, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, they're beautiful. I had one girlfriend where I went to her house and took a shower, and I turned the shampoo to test to see if she was staying there when I was gone.
Right.
And I came back like 3 days later, and the shampoo was still in that turned position that I had left it in.
Right.
And after that, things didn't go so
well. Oh, I see. She supposedly was hanging out at the house, and you found out she was leading a double life, or what?
Yeah, it looked like it. I didn't ever really know for sure, but I used to do little things to test her because I thought I was going crazy. This was years ago.
Right.
And I would turn the shampoo bottles, or I would take the things that she would move the most and leave them somewhere to see if she was there when I wasn't there, or if she was only there when I was there.
So you're going to hear it from two guys who are naturally paranoid and sometimes do crazy things because of imagined fears. But the line of work we're in happens to be one where, so what he said, okay, so the girlfriend thing is you realize your girlfriend is a spy. But then you start having second thoughts and you're like, wait a minute, am I crazy? you know,
Yeah.
right? Like, am I saying that I had a spy for a girlfriend, or that a satanic cult member or whatever? Because, and it seems so real, and then you really, I mean, that's the thing, is then you start to question everything.
Yeah,
everything is suspicious, and then I lose all my listeners. I think everybody's a spy. It's deliberate, guys. I mean, I apologize for it, but you know, there's a reason I, you know, had to go out and pray for an hour. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, and especially when they have a protocol that's called seed of doubt.
Oh, seeded doubt. Seed of doubt.
Seed of doubt, and what they do is they always make sure to leave a little tiny seed that makes it so you can't fully trust the people around you.
Right.
Like they'll always say something real sly that you were saying when they weren't around. You're like, how'd you know I said that? And
right.
It creates a seed of doubt.
Right.
With you, and that's like their number one thing to do, is to, like, especially in like sly conversations when you're out in the world, is have people say little things that you were talking in private about. And
that happened to me. That's what happened with my fake ex-girlfriend. She quoted things that were in letters, literally something I'd written down and sent to somebody else. You know, I was like, wait a minute, that was from a handwritten letter that nobody else knows about except this other person. And even if they were talking to each other, it's just weird. It's like, that's what you're bringing up. And
it's too coincidental to be a coincidence.
Gosh.
But
I'm telling you guys,
you got to stay calm through it, you know, otherwise it'll drive you into the madhouse. I mean, that's why a lot of people who seem crazy all have the same story.
Right.
I mean, and no one thinks, why do all these crazy people have exactly the same story of being followed around by a super secret group that's studying them for some medical experiment?
Right.
They all have the same one.
They're after people like us. I got lucky because my family is so square. I think my dad worked for the government, but I remember my childhood. Nothing happened to me, but they're still after. And that we've talked about GATE programs, gifted and talented programs, which are government-run special schools for people with high IQs. That's, I mean, basically, I think you have to be. I don't know if you have to be genius IQ. It's at least over 120. I don't think it's over. You have to be over 140 because there's almost nobody over. I'm trying to think. Oh, anyway. So, but that's one way. And I've heard of this. I know stories of real people that I just can't. I can't tell you guys everything because I'd have to, reveal stuff. But they go after smart people with latent possible psychic ability. They believe that. These people like Quinn and I, or me and Quinn, I should say, have some kind of special powers or something, and they want to take all of those people and indoctrinate them so that they can help create the satanic world order, or the new world order that they're working on, because we will be agents of them. And Quinn has a much more fantastic story, which I also can't verify, but nobody who has stories like that would be able to, because of the way it's done, and memory stuff. But they're looking to take, because I believe they know that people like us can harness our creative energy, right? Is that the thing? I mean, in the protocols, the Learned Elders of Zion, it says there's nothing more dangerous than a genius who is enlightened. Basically, that's worth thousands of program sheet.
For them, like at a simple model, like let's take the hypothetical that you have an artist, Marina Abramovich, right? Mm-hmm. Or any artist. Let's say they have 15, 20 artists that they own that are all making art that's...
You mean they own that are on cult control or whatever?
That are making cult-inspired or negatively inspired or blood-inspired or, the various, shock art.
Right.
Or the panic art.
Right.
That make the panic art.
Mm-hmm.
Now, over time, they build a following for those people, and eventually that work of art sells for millions of dollars, and then you start talking about them in your schools, and then their way of life becomes the way of life that influences kids, and then you go, hey, you want to be like this person, you got to join up.
Right.
So it becomes a system of control through imagery, through just like the Project Mayhem said, we got to use images, we got to use everything.
Right.
Images, music,
theater,
everything, and all of those things you go pay to see. They're part of like what's called the higher level consumer goods.
Oh, I see. But they're talking about distributing memes, all over Twitter and stuff.
For the low level, but you have to take it up to the higher level of how would they use a more advanced meme. A more advanced meme might be a marina painting.
Right.
A more advanced
or
meme
Lady Gaga.
It might be a Lady Gaga song.
Right.
You don't know, but when you take the lower level memes that are just, animated pictures, and you put the philosophy and you go from small to big, like in Buddhism, you start seeing the same underlying structures in the way the music is being issued as a meme. Like when a new song from, let's say, Justin Bieber comes out, it's on every 15 minutes on every station. Then you hear it, then you see it, then you listen to it, and then before you know it, whatever's in that meme or that message is now ingrained in your subconscious.
Right. Is similar. So I'm learning about sigils too. A meme is like a sigil.
Yeah. Well, a meme is a part of a sigil is a part of a meme, or a meme is a part of a sigil. It's kind of like chicken and the egg.
Okay.
It's like an image, like a Buddhist mantra or mandala that's meant to invoke certain emotional responses.
Right, exactly. It's something that's supposed to make you think a certain way or make you feel a certain way, and people have, that's one. They're not all bad, right? Well, your art is kind of, not a sigil, but it's something that...
It's not a sigil. It's more of like I use certain number patterns to invoke emotional responses.
Right.
But they're more conscious.
Right, exactly.
Like
you can tell the difference.
There's nothing hiding underneath, but with a sigil, they because it looks like they're black and white, so they can hide them in the black and white space in images, or so they can be more susceptible to the light and dark aspect of what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah. See, that's the mind control thing, guys. I use black and white too, somewhat conscientiously, because it's good for propaganda. But that sharp contrast is great. They use that, and that's why they use black and white in Freemasonry so much. The black and white checkerboard floor. Interesting.
Yeah, it brings you into a polarity thought process, just like red and blue. So you'll find polarities are in like black and white and red and blue. A lot of their patterns use them, like Pepsi, Coke, Budweiser,
right.
Spider-Man, Superman,
American flag.
You'll find that much of those representations, what they appear to be doing is like duality clauses.
Right.
So they're getting like white and black is God and devil, light and dark.
Right.
And then red and blue is for male and female.
Red and blue is male and female. Everything in this matrix is based on duality right now. I don't know if we're working towards a henosis of the two, which is what they talk about in the Department of Convolution is a neurotopographical henosis. Melding of you either say male female, heaven and earth, man with God, the divine. Those are the various items that are part of this idea of duality. And funny enough, T.Y.L.E.R, so maybe we can go into T.Y.L.E.R since we're talking about duality. And by the way, Judaism, from what I understand, means dualism. I heard that. Have you ever heard that before? That
No.
Judaism is dualism. This is the same thing. I don't know.
I thought it was for the Jewish people.
Yeah, right. The Jews. The Jude from Judea.
The Jewish people.
So I was reading Fight Club 2. There's a graphic novel called Fight Club 2. I loved Fight Club the movie. Fight Club is a secret society. Fight Club is a secret society. Fight Club is a terrorist organization. Okay? So before you get too romantic about that movie, there are a few things to consider. It required beatings, but thinking about it in the process, I'll start with the positive. Thinking about it in the concept of an awakening, right? Destroying the old, letting go of your connection, your dependence on these things other than yourself. Letting go of your dependence on things other than yourself. Huge spiritual awakening if you're able to do that. If you're able to realize that you by yourself are whole And that is what makes you. None of these things, right? So that was huge. The fighting was a way to break down the ego, realize that you can get punched in. Also the fear, maybe more the fear, I would say. Being fearless is a huge part of the awakening too. Learning to overcome fear of going out there, realizing your potential, right? So they overcame that, and you do that with boxing and fighting because you start to learn, I can get punched in the face and I'm okay, and I can watch the punch come in, because you're so scared until that happens. And then once it happens, you realize you're not dead. And then it's like the guy said when they're on the bus, they're sizing people up to see, whether they can take them out. And it's true, when you're fighting and wrestling and all that stuff, you realize how powerful you are yourself. Again, it's self-reliance, no tools, no weapons, just you and your fists, and another man. So that's a huge part of the awakening too. And then it gets tricky, because you start getting into the secret society and the terrorism, and also they remove themselves from society, but not in a way that removes their dependence on society. They squat, right, in an abandoned house, illegally, you could say, and even morally, it's not theirs, it's just an abandoned house. And I don't know how long that's good for. The rest of the funding for Project Mayhem, was fraud. The guy beat himself up in front of his boss and then blackmailed him for all the plane tickets, which ended up bankrolling most of Project Mayhem. Similar to the awakening process in Office Space, which was halfway there but incomplete, because they ended up stealing from the company. And anyway, he awakened because he was knocked out by hypnotism. I'm talking about movies a lot. I'm thinking about doing a thing. Where I just break down some movies.
You're identifying the base pattern of how they built the whole thing is to be identifiable with movies.
Yeah. And I've always been drawn to particular movies, and it turns out they use them a lot.
See, and that's like, so a lot of the movies that they're using is they're using a lot of these movies that have the system needs to be destroyed for a new one to be created.
Right. Okay, so it's propaganda in a way.
It's propaganda, so like they want you to believe that the system is broken, so that way you tear it down, so you build it in the way that they want, because someone's got to come back in with all the new contracts to build.
Right.
Again.
Right. Well, somebody has to be there to pick up the pieces, and part of that is cryptocurrency too.
And part of it is, but in
I'll get into that later.
Part of what I'm researching, like with the secret societies, with people believing that the government is broke and corrupt, all that stuff, I haven't found any of that. You know what I found? It's going to be really messed up, is that the only part of the government that's broke is the potential that the S.V.V has agents in every agency.
Yeah.
That the actual feds, the actual agencies that are there aren't broken at all. They're just being broken by these covert agents that are trying to create the singularity, by trying to reinforce the need for Bitcoin, or cryptocurrency, by trying to reinforce these movie ideas that the system has to be tore down.
Right.
They're essentially, then what they have is they would have the confirming force that's inside the service, because like, let's say I send in someone to disrupt what is it when they called in the protests? So like, let's say I send a couple of people in who are part of my team to go and disrupt the protest. That takes a peaceful protest to immediately be non-peaceful.
Right.
Now, on the other side of that, for Project Mayhem, now I have a whole new set of laws that need to be created just based on the psyop that these other people did that are all working for the same guy.
Right, exactly. So it's like what I covered. Like I covered the protests in Berkeley.
Yeah.
And I covered the same people, the same misfits.
Yeah.
In San Luis Obispo, that were in Berkeley, and I saw them trying to instigate, and both sides are fun. And what are they trying to accomplish? Like, why does Anonymous then seemingly want some kind of weird censorship and stuff? Like, what's that part of it?
Just, basically, this simple. If you keep it simple, it's just that whoever or whatever groups are all building their secret control systems, whether you want to call it AI, machine learning, or society control system, They all want to have the most complete system because, in my observation, whoever has the complete system fools people and controls the future.
Right.
So, like, by fooling people that the system needs to be destroyed and you got to use this new money,
right,
you're essentially creating a whole new future of that system.
Right.
So, and that's the other thing with cryptocurrency that most people aren't really looking at. It's not so much now as the general public is being aware of it and starting to get involved. When cryptocurrency started, it was all hackers and criminals.
Right, right.
All of it.
Right.
Like, there was no reason for a money guy to get involved. There was no reason for some guy living down the street or who wanted to look. There was no reason for them to get involved except for hackers, and criminals needed a way to transfer funds without being tracked.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would create little, basically like a transit bank where you could, convert your cryptocurrency into money form. But then the cost of cryptocurrency got so high that they actually had to start creating institutions to do the buyouts.
Banks. Yeah.
Crypto banks.
Yeah. Exchanges. And what you're implying with that is those are the people who are in Bitcoin early.
Yeah.
And now those guys have lots of money.
Oh, tons.
They're just
so I can't even imagine the kinds of networks they would build, the mining systems. I mean, you think of all the criminals who are building pornography systems with the illegal images. Imagine how much money they would have if they bought Bitcoin at $10 a coin compared to what it is now.
Well, that's what they said in the Project Mayhem 2012 papers, is that they recommended to their members back then to load up on Bitcoin, and it was less than $10.
Yeah.
And what Quinn is saying is the truth. I visited Jaron actually on my way up here. And he invested. Somebody told him to get something called BitBay.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of it? Some kind of like eBay. You can only use it on whatever their site is or whatever. But he put in $16, and he said he checked the other day it was 4,000.
Yeah.
Because it was fractions of a penny. It's just like getting Ohm coin. They're invested at these levels, and I'm telling you guys, what I'm going to do, if I have anything extra, I'm getting cryptocurrency, I think, right now, because of this big event on August 1st. It's what I'm doing. I am often totally wrong about everything, so I'm just telling you that's what I'm doing, because I think this crypto thing is the real freaking deal because of the research I've done now on this, what we're talking about.
But it was built by criminals.
Hackers more.
Criminals.
Who are you? I asked Quinn, are you a hacker? And he says no. He's an architect, a systems architect. You can answer.
Yeah, no, I'm not a hacker. Like, I don't break into systems. I architect systems. I mean, the closest I get to hacking is doing what's called a needs analysis, where I go in and analyze protocols and procedures, basically. But I don't tear apart systems. Usually when I get involved with the system, it's to identify serious problems and then to provide usable solutions.
So just to explain it the way I understand it, like the way it's like a hacker is that he has to find the same vulnerabilities that hackers look for. Except hackers will exploit those vulnerabilities for their own gain, where Quinn is using that in order to build a better system. It's not even white hat hacking. He's not breaking into systems. He's only looking at the systems for vulnerabilities so that they can be repaired and work better. So he calls himself an architect. I call myself a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
So we need to find the keymaster. I'm trying to remember if I found the keymaster already.
I really did.
Did you?
Yeah, he's a unit that exists inside the system.
Oh, the keymaster in the AI, huh?
Yeah. They basically modeled everything after movies, so if it exists in a movie, it probably exists in their AI.
Right. Okay, so T.Y.L.E.R fan, this is what's crazy. So I said I was reading Project Mayhem 2012. Man, there are so many cool things to talk about that have to do with this.
But anyway, on the cryptocurrency thing, there's chances are that there's a way for a really smart person to access it through some unknown means or way. So if people are going to get involved with cryptocurrency, like, do research on who's managing it, and like find one that's like not connected to other ones. Like Ohm Coin
you look inside the Ohmcoin code, there's just a whole bunch of comments that reference Bitcoin. So it really looks like all the cryptocurrencies are just using variations of Bitcoin.
Right.
And if Bitcoin has an undiscovered exploit in it, that exploit moves to all the other Bitcoin markets that are using a fork of that code.
Exactly, right. So, yeah, they're using the same architecture. So if there's a flaw in one, it'll spread. So do think about it. Yeah, I was almost, if I weren't so morally opposed or dogmatically opposed to Ohmcoin, we have to talk about that because I talked about the reason it's not Christian, to reward people for publicly doing nice things. So, so anyway, we'll get to that. Oh shit, we were on the hacker thing. We were on. What was I just on before I went sideways?
Cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah, cryptocurrencies and stuff. Okay. Well, anyway, Ohmcoin. I'm not buying it. Yada yada yada. But I'm getting Litecoin. Litecoin is an MIT project. Everything ends. I don't know much about it though, except that it's less than $100 a coin. I think it's like 40 something. So you can buy, 3 or 4 maybe if you have a few bucks. And someday it might be $4,000 or $5,000. Really, if things happen, which might happen, if these anons are successful, and I think Trump is one of them.
I can't say.
Don't you think he's he's part of Project Mayhem?
Does he use Keck or Pepe imagery?
Pretty much, yeah.
Then I'm not answering that. Yeah. I'm just going to say anyone
really,
uses
guys,
a meme that's a high level that promotes meme magic.
Right. I mean, Trump is a meme, basically.
Should be questioned. I'm not going to say yes or no, but I can say that I've seen like several high volume, high powerful, like, conspiracy theorist sites or people in positions where they're distributing memes. And I mean, for me, after reading about T.Y.L.E.R and Project Mayhem and the meme magic, and I just question if you're sending memes at that level down to millions of people, why? What do you get out of it?
Right. Well, and Trump. Well, going back to this whole PSYOP, Trump is. I mean, it's Cambridge Analytica, kind of, right? I mean, they were. Do you know Cambridge Analytica? People in this world know them a little bit more. They manipulate. They're responsible for an AI, basically, data harvesting and targeting. Yeah. Right. That won the election for. They worked for Jeremy. No, not Jeremy Corbyn. The other guy, I think, they worked for the Brexit movement, and they got and they're being credited with a lot of what got that done and all the psyops, around it. And then that same company works with Steve Bannon and the Trump campaign. So they were using this AI technology, the same stuff, this targeting and automatic. So I'm going to tie it all to that, and that's why you find a lot of these people tied up in it. They all support Trump,
Well, the thing that gets me about the Trump that I can talk about his connections or possible connections is that Trump is a major partner or investor in a group called Vornado Realty Trust. Mm-hmm. And Vornado Realty Trust, it's VORNADO, is the largest landholder to the United States government.
Who's a part of that?
Vornado Trust.
Yeah, who
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is part of that.
The whole couple of people that are involved in his group. In fact, the guy that runs Vornado Trust, I believe, is a special consultant or something like that to Donald Trump. But the thing that got me about this Vornado Realty is Kushner's a partner in it. Mm-hmm. Trump still gets a fat paycheck from it because they own they're the largest landlord to the government. They own more buildings that the government leases than anybody.
Really?
Yeah. But the other thing about Vornado Trust, besides them being the number one leaseholder to the government, is they own every single digital billboard in Times Square.
Oh, wow.
So if I wanted to do high-level meme magic or high-level PSYOP imagery, and I wanted a platform that I could reach the most people with the largest impact,
right?
Well, it looks a little suspicious that a real estate company owns every billboard.
Wow.
Not just one, not just a few. Like you go to Times Square, all of them.
So now this gets into this thing, Mike. The Temple of Psychic Youth called it television magic, meme magic, I'm trying to think of some of the other. Oh, I believe the Finders cult also experimented with making video, and I've shown you guys before. They made videos, and they're still on the internet. You can find videos from the. There's one called Acid Trip Moment. Maybe I could show you. Have I shown you this already? Where it has mind control stuff in it. I'll show you. It's a video made about me from that David Seaman
the
rally.
Yeah, you should.
The acid trip one. Yeah. They use, I guess, just for people who haven't
what would be a
seen
better office to go to if you want to really see it?
This is.
Horse.
I'll show you guys real quick.
Laughing Horse.
Take a look, guys. Just at this. See the flashing red light in the bottom left?
The man there has been recording me all morning.
Flashing red light with little text.
I can't think of anything lower than attacking.
Anyway, then it gets into this thing here. And anyway, that's an example of what some people might call television magic. And then they think they can fuck with your head with these memes, you know? And they do. Some people report that they do. You look at these things and you get scared. So what are you looking at?
Laughing Horse. It's related to Pizzagate. They do the same thing. They're one of the other.
Oh, they're a memer? A meme magic?
Laughing Horse Lodge. I think that's what it is. That really. Nope, that's not it.
It's they make they're like evil memes, guys.
Yeah. There we go. That's the one.
Oh wow, look at that screen.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'll show you. That's the site for it?
Yeah, but you see this image in the background. That's the same type of image movement that you see on the Project Mayhem 2020 T.Y.L.E.R in the television set.
Right,
that
exactly the same.
Exactly
the same.
So either they're stealing from each other, or they're all part of the same overarching group that's disseminating propaganda and mind-altering imagery.
Right.
And, which sounds more right, because if most of the cryptocurrency systems are just copies of Bitcoin, they would follow that training.
Right. Exactly. There's one. They figured out a way to hack the mind, and through systematic testing, and they're still trying to do it over and over. And some of it's not as crazy. Like that stuff is kind of scientific. Like they have to really take people, put them in rooms, make them watch videos, see what happens to them, see what kind of. I mean, that takes science and time.
Kind of makes you wonder what happened to the psychiatry program in the 90s.
Right. Which one?
The federal government one that got shut down, where people used to get free psychiatric care. And then they would go in and get all messed up and put on drugs and put through these weird experiments.
Yeah, well, and MK Ultra, I mean, and it started with the Nazis, and so they figured out a way.
It always goes back to the Nazis.
They figured out a way with these memes and video stuff to literally control our minds. They also do it with texts. But sometimes it's not as complicated. Like these AI bots, they're just trolls. They're just elaborate trolls, and they know how to push your buttons. And for some reason, they want to kill us.
They don't want to kill you. They want to make you think that AI wants to kill you.
That's one thing too. Yeah, they make you want to think that
want people to be really afraid of this high technology, so it ensures their future control. So you don't know how to use it. So if you have to go to them.
Right.
It's the technology. It's so far advanced for me. I don't know what to do.
Right.
Please save me. And they go, well, we created the problem, so we know how to fix it.
Right.
That's what it looks like. Anyway, I'm going to take a break.
Okay. Quinn's taking a break. What should I do? I might have some stuff to talk to you guys about.
You can do the entertaining now.
That's fine. I'm entertained. I can tell stories. Can I talk about your story about your son and stuff, or no?
No.
Okay.
While I'm not here.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll talk about him when he's here. What about your experience? What about the story of your... we'll wait till you come back. Yeah. Before we talk about Quinn.
Tell your story.
I'll tell my stories. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in with me. Man. Traveling always ends up in a weird thing for me. What do you guys think? Oh, maybe I'll take calls. That's what I'll do. Can you believe that? Unannounced. I wonder if they'll come in.
Oops. This should be okay. We'll take calls. Why not? I haven't done that forever. It's just, it'll be awesome. Here? Yeah, it's supposed to be open, so we'll see. It's about 4 o'clock. I think we have... this is interesting stuff, isn't it? It's interesting to me. Oh, he's already done with his break. We weren't ready for you to come back yet. Oh. I'm just kidding, man. Thanks. I'm taking phone calls.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
You know, you shouldn't call Scott Beebler Monograph.
No, he's not Monograph. Okay. Are you still live streaming or no? Yeah. You are? Your thing is on screensaver. Okay. Hey, his audience. Can I see myself on here? No. Oh. Hey, your audience, even though I can't see you or feel you. Call in. Go ahead. Oh, it's because, there's nobody tuned in. Well, 650 Gay Taxi, you're the lucky viewer on the new channel. Oh, I'll tell you why the channels are fucked up and you can't find it. Is that I had to rename it. It was like something I wanted to set up as a thing to like teach how to use software and stuff. I never used it. So it was called Tech Tips, but it never had any subscribers. And because I can't go live anymore, the channel formerly called Lift the Veil Live no longer had a name which went along with what was going on with it. So I had to change that channel, which I can still upload to, but I can't go live on. I had to change that channel to Lift the Veil 2, TOO. And then this channel that you're on right now is now called Lift the Veil Live, but there's no way on earth to find. I mean, type it in, forget it. You'll never, ever, ever find it until it gets more subscribers and stuff. So somebody's making fun of me in my comments. Oh, not many of your subscribers came over. Pretty funny. Takes time. Takes time for people to figure out what's going on, especially when you can't upload on the old channel anymore. Man. Look how long I'm waiting for a call. Remember when I was famous? Remember when the phone just rang and rang and rang? They're trying. They tried to take me off the internet. It's virtually done. Please support the show if you can. You know, I came all the way up here to give a huge interview, and it's not free. So I don't know. I'm not bitching. Like I said, I bought Litecoin because people were supportive after the show, and because I don't have any expenses. Fortunately, it's a beautiful thing. You guys keep me alive. I hope. Oh, hey, what's up? Just live streaming. I'm with Quinn here, but sorry. Hopefully, I don't bug you.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm on the internet. I just don't want to be bothering you.
Yeah. Are you doing a constant ramble?
I will be. I'll be quiet. I'm gonna put on a video, guys. You know what, guys? I'm going to have to wrap it up. I'm going to have to wrap up the show. So, no calls because we're in a library. And once Quinn comes back, it's more talking. So, I'll check with you guys later.
I could move, but I can't.
Don't worry about it. It's cool. We're in a library. We were lucky we got away with it this long.
Oh, my God. Now you're in deep, deep trouble?
No, it's good.
You're going to be banned from all libraries in North America?
All right. Let me get myself off the air. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm up in Shasta. Hopefully Dave Acton will find me. All right. See you guys.